All right, welcome back to Reflections, everyone, where we talk about all things Church of Christ with the Elijah Message. It is wonderful to be back with you, spending this time together. So we've been talking about how scriptures come from the house of Israel. And this reminds me of something really interesting that Jesus says in 3rd Nephi. But before we get there, I want to go to the Gospel of Matthew in chapter 10. We're picking up here in verse 5. So Jesus has chose the 12 disciples, and he says, these 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And there's a story later on in chapter 15 where a woman of Cana whose daughter is ill, and she wants Jesus to heal her daughter. He says, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But she persists, and Jesus heals her daughter. It's a fascinating story, and we find this also in the faith story of the brother of Jared in the book of Ether, where Jesus shows himself to him. But Jesus is sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And so when Jesus gives the Great Commission in chapter 28, his disciples take the gospel to the nations. But Jesus only preached to the house of Israel. So we go on to the Gospel of John, chapter 10. We pick up here in verse 14. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father. Because Jesus and the Father are the same. They're different manifestations. The Father is transcendent. The Son, Jesus, is immanent. And I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice. There shall be one fold and one shepherd. So let's go to the record of the Nephites in 3rd Nephi. This is Jesus, his ministry to the Nephites in the continent of America. In 3rd Nephi chapter 15. So this is after Jesus has delivered the Sermon on the Mount. We pick up here in verse 11. Now it came to pass that when Jesus had spoken these words, he said unto those 12 whom he had chosen, Ye are my disciples. Ye are a light unto this people, which are a remnant of the house of Joseph. And behold, this is the land of your inheritance, and the Father hath given it unto you, talking about the Americas. And not at any time hath the Father given me commandment, that I should tell it unto your brethren at Jerusalem. Neither at any time hath the Father given me commandment, that I should tell unto them concerning the other tribes of the house of Israel, which the Father hath led away out of the land. This much did the Father command me, that I should tell unto them that other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. And now because of stiff-neckedness and unbelief, they understood not my word. Therefore I was commanded to say no more of the Father concerning this thing unto them. And that's really interesting. So the Jewish people in Israel didn't know what happened to the lost tribes of Israel. Because of their hard-heartedness, they wouldn't believe, they wouldn't hear. But verily I say unto you that the Father hath commanded me, and I tell it unto you, that ye were separated from among them because of their iniquity. Therefore it is because of their iniquity that they know not of you. And verily I say unto you again, that the other tribes hath the Father separated from them, and it is because of their iniquity that they know not of them. And verily I say unto you, that ye are they, of which I said, other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. And they understood me not, for they supposed it had been the Gentiles. For they understood not that the Gentiles should be converted through their preaching. So people falsely assume that the other sheep were the Gentiles. And Jesus is saying, no, they are the lost sheep of the tribe of Israel. And they understood me not, that I said, they shall hear my voice. And they understood me not, that the Gentiles should not at any time hear my voice, that I should not manifest myself unto them, save it were by the Holy Ghost. But behold, ye have both heard my voice and seen me, and ye are my sheep, and ye are numbered among them which the Father hath given me. Jesus only to the tribes of Israel, but to the Gentiles through the Holy Ghost. That's a fascinating idea. And the patriarch of the Nephites, Lehi, said something very similar, where he was preaching and prophesying of the coming of Jesus. Here, way back in 1 Nephi, in chapter 10, in verse 11, and it came to pass that after my father had spoken these words, he spake unto my brethren concerning the gospel, which should be preached among the Jews, and also concerning the dwindling of the Jews in unbelief, and after they had slain the Messiah, which should come, and after that he had been slain, he should rise from the dead, and should make himself manifest by the Holy Ghost unto the Gentiles. It's an interesting idea. Take one last thought here. In the Doctrine and the Covenants, in section 3, I'm going to pick up here in paragraph 14. Behold, I am Jesus Christ, the Son of God. I came unto my own, and my own received me not. I am the light which shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehendeth it not. I am he who said, other sheep have I which are not of this fold, unto my disciples. And many there were that understood me not. And I will show unto this people that I had other sheep, and that they were a branch of the house of Jacob. And I will bring to light their marvelous works, which they did in my name. Speaking of the record of the Nephites. My brothers and sisters, it was wonderful spending this time with you, thinking about these things, reflecting on them. And until next time, I invite you into the Elijah Message House.